Those tiny rectangles in our pockets are something we all want. Smartphones are incredibly important in our daily lives, but choosing the best one can be difficult. In 2022, iOS and Android will be the two smartphone operating systems to choose from. Only Apple's own cell phones come with iOS. iOS is typically the OS with the most apps and is incredibly sleek. Although it isn't as customizable as Android, there's no denying how simple it is to use. Android is present on the majority of smartphones on the market and has a considerably bigger audience than its Apple rival. However, there are other variations of Google's operating system accessible. Here are the best phones of 2022. 6. OnePlus 10T. The 10T feels like OnePlus coming back to its premium hardware at mid-range price roots. It's a $649 phone with Qualcomm's very latest mobile processor, the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, with a side of extremely fast wired charging. That's its whole deal. Top-tier performance and unreal charging speeds, all for less than $700. The 10T includes a nice screen, too, a big 6.7-inch display with a top 120Hz refresh rate. But you can't have everything on a sub-$700 phone, and the 10T lacks a few things you'll find on the slightly pricier flagships. That list includes wireless charging and a robust water resistance rating. It's IP54 only. Camera quality isn't quite up there with the best, either. It can be inconsistent, though photos and good lighting generally look fine. 5. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. The Fold 4 is Samsung's latest folding phone, and it is a pricey multitasking powerhouse. A phone and a tablet wrapped up in one device. Like the Fold 3 before it, it's sized like a skinny smartphone that fits in your pocket, but it unfolds to reveal a tablet-sized 7.6-inch display on the inside. That inside screen makes everything from reading books and browsing the web to watching videos and playing games more enjoyable and immersive. When you're done using it, just fold it back up and stick it in your pocket just like any other phone. You can use the 6.2-inch outer screen for simpler tasks like you would on a slab-style smartphone, but the big screen is there when you need it. The Fold 4 is undeniably a gadget person's gadget, best suited for someone who wants to get the absolute most out of their mobile device, cost be damned. 4. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. When the Galaxy Z Flip 4 is flipped open, you get a big 6.7-inch screen that handles just like the slab-style smartphone you're used to, but folded in half like the flip phones of yore. And you can use its small outer screen to see basic widgets and read notifications. It's unconventional, but it's also fun and kind of stylish. It's a great choice if you're feeling a little bit adventurous. It's still the early days for this form factor, and you'd appreciate a way to quickly check info on your phone without having to fully engage with it. The Flip 4 is the definition of an incremental upgrade, but when you're talking about a phone that folds in half, that's still a pretty impressive achievement. It's the same basic size and shape as the Flip 3, with a slightly slimmer hinge and some squared-off corners. It's still IPX8 water resistant, no dust resistance, so please don't take it to the beach. And the cover screen is still a tiny 1.9 inches, big enough to read an email subject line or check the current weather, but not big enough to do much more than that. 3. Google Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. The phone has the best cameras, a solid build, a pure Android experience, exclusive Android features, 5 years of security updates, and a powerful next-gen processor. The Pixel 7 Pro also has excellent display specs like its predecessor, a 6.7-inch display with a 120Hz refresh rate, although the new model does edge out being better by offering a higher brightness of 1500 nits. Both offer Gorilla Glass Victus protection, too. Google kept the same prices for the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro this year, starting at $599 and $899, respectively. 2. Samsung S22 Ultra. The Ultra moniker in Samsung's Galaxy lineup no longer means you're just getting the biggest phone. Now, it means you're getting the biggest phone in everything but the kitchen sink. The S22 Ultra offers no fewer than 5 cameras, a huge, bright 6.8-inch OLED, with up to a 120Hz refresh rate, and, oh yeah, a built-in stylus. It's the successor to the Note series, but more than that, it feels like the endgame of slab-style smartphone development. Related, it costs a steep $1,200. At the heart of the S22 Ultra is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset paired with 8 or 12 GB of RAM. Performance is, not surprisingly, excellent. You'll rarely see the phone stutter or hesitate, even while running graphics-intensive games. Samsung is also promising up to 4 generations of OS version upgrades, so the Ultra should remain a very good phone for years to come. The included S Pen stylus pops out of a dedicated silo on the bottom of the phone, and Samsung says it's been improved with lower latency than the S Pens of previous years. It's hard to judge a few milliseconds of improvement, but it's certainly responsive and easy to use. You can go deep into the stylus features with handwriting to text recognition options and slightly gimmicky air actions that turn the stylus into a magic wand remote control combo. Or you can just scribble notes to your heart's content or ignore the stylus entirely. The choice is yours. 1. iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. For a lot of iPhone owners, this isn't an upgrade year, especially if you're coming from a 12 or a 13. But if you do need a new iPhone right now and you want the very best device, then the Pro is the way to go. The iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max usher in some new ideas from Apple that the standard 14 doesn't get, like the Dynamic Island, a playful mashup of hardware and software that turns the notch into a shape-shifting status indicator. There's also a new high-resolution camera and an always-on display. The iPhone 14 Pro, which starts at $999, is the very best iPhone you can buy right now, but it's a bit of an early adopter special. There's plenty that's good, but a lot of room for Apple to fine-tune and improve these features over the coming years. If you're not ready to spend $1,000 on the first iteration of a new design, then look at last year's iPhone 13. The standard iPhone 14 is an incremental upgrade over the 13 and doesn't get you that much more. The 13 is still available and starts at $699. That's our choice for most people, but the 14 Pro does have a lot to offer.